Once na magawa na natin yung schedule ng project, ang next step is to turn the project into reality. When we implement the project, maraming changes yung maaaring mangyari, like change orders or yung mga unforeseen events like weather conditions or new government policies. Therefore, when we start the project, it's also essential to update the schedule so we can tell if we can still hit the target completion. In today's video, pag-uusapan natin yung 3 steps ng pag-update ng schedule in Primavera P6. Matututunan natin kung paano mag-update ng activities, anong percent complete types, mag-move forward ng data date, and mag-reschedule ng project. Una natin pag-uusapan is kung paano mag-update ng activities sa Primavera P6. Now, meron akong schedule dito ng school building and ito yung gagamitin nating example to show you how to update the schedule. You can also watch this video here since pinakita ko dito kung paano ko ginawa itong schedule from BOQ. Now, to update the schedule, we need to specify the completion date of the project. To do that, punta tayo sa Enterprise, then Project. Make sure na selected yung project natin. Then, dito sa project details sa baba, let's select dates. Dito, makikita natin yung must finish by. Select natin yung button na to choose a date. Now, based sa baseline natin, matatapos ito ng January 8, 2024. So, let's select the same date. Be mindful of the working hours since we need to specify that also. On this example, I'll type in 1600 since yan yung end of day ng project calendar nung ginawa natin yung baseline. The 1600 is equivalent to 4 p.m. After natin may specify yung completion, let's go back to Activities Workspace. Now, let's update the activities. Let's say for example, completed na itong activity na to. Make sure na this activity is selected. Then on the activity details dito sa baba, let's select status. Dito, i-check natin yung finished checkbox. As you can see, it automatically checked the started and set the percentage to 100%. Kung mapapansin nyo din, yung Gantt chart ng activity na to, naging blue. That means it's an actual progress. Now, let's choose the actual dates ng activity na to. For started, let's select September 1. So, hindi ko nababaguhin since September 1 ay nakalagay. For finish, let's select September 5 naman. So, I'll select this button and choose September 5. As you can see, madali lang mag-update ng completed activities. Let's try another example. Let's say this activity also is completed na. Dito sa baba, let's check finished. Then we choose an actual date. So let's say nag-umpisa to ng mas maaga, nag-umpisa to ng 2. So let's select September 2. And then for the finish date, let's select September 7. Now, punta naman tayo sa activities na in progress. Let's say itong next activity is nag-umpisa nung September 4. So dito sa baba, instead of checking finish, ang i-check lang natin is started. We can choose a date as well. So let's select September 4. Now, bago tayo pumunta sa percentage, pag-usapan muna natin yung percent complete types. In Primavera kasi, we have 3% complete types. That's duration, physical, and units. Makikita mo kung anong percent complete type ng isang activity by looking at the label next to the percentage. On this example, physical yung percent complete type itong activity. Each percent complete types works differently. Una natin pag-usapan yung duration percent complete. Primavera computes the duration percent using the following formula. As you can see, nakadepende ang duration percent sa original and remaining duration ng activity. If you update the remaining duration, the software will automatically compute the percentage for you. On the other hand, if you enter a percentage, yung remaining duration naman yung mag-a-adjust. Now, for the physical percent complete naman, unlike duration percent, the percentage will not adjust if you update the remaining duration. If you enter a percentage naman, hindi din mag-a-adjust yung remaining duration. That means you have the option and full control of what duration or percentage to set without affecting each other. Now, for the units percent complete naman, pwede mo ito gamitin sa mga activities na may resources. You can use this sa mga activities where monitoring the resources usage is more important. If gusto mo baguhin yung person complete type ng activity, make sure that the activity is selected and go to general. Look for the person complete type, and from there, you can choose the person complete type for the activity. Now, among these 3% complete types, the physical gives you more control over the schedule. So on this example schedule, we use physical person complete to all activities. Ngayon, alam na natin yung person complete types, we can now set the percentage. Let's say, for example, itong activity na to is nasa 50% na. So we can type in 50%. Since physical person complete yung gamit natin, we have to manually set the expected finish. Meron kang dalawang options. First is to specify the remaining duration. Meaning, ilang days na yung kailangan ng activity para matapos. Let's say for this activity, kaya na to matapos in 2 days. So, ilalagay natin dito sa remaining duration is 2 days. Notice na nung binago natin yung remaining duration, automatic nag-adjust yung finish. Yung second option naman is to enter a date instead. Pwede mo iset yung date dito mismo sa finish. Kung papalitan natin to ng date, for example, gagawin nating September 7, yung remaining duration naman ang mag-adjust. Pwede mo din iset yung date dito sa expected finish. Ang kaibahan lang naman ito is if sa expected finish date ka naglagay, naka-carve on stone na yung finish date ng activity. Meaning, hindi papansinin ng software yung ilalagay mong remaining duration at yung susundan lang nito is yung date na nilagay mo rito. Now, let's try another activity. For example, this activity as well is in progress. So, ang gagawin natin, make sure na it's selected. Then, sa status, i-check natin yung started. Let's select an actual start date of September 6. And then type in the percentage. Let's say, for example, this is 25%. So, ang ilalagay ko dito is 25%. Dito sa remaining duration, ilagay natin 3 days. And that's it. That's how you update in-progress activities. Now, hindi lang dates, duration, and percentage yung kailangan natin i-update sa activities. Kailangan din natin i-update yung relationships or yung dependencies ng activities sa isa't isa. Let's take these two activities as an example. I'll select construction of board of fence. And dito sa baba, click natin yung relationships. As you can see, predecessor niya yung clearing and grabbing. And meron itong FS relationship. The FS stands for finish to start relationship. Meaning, hindi dapat mag-umpisa itong construction of board of fence unless completed na yung clearing and grabbing. But based in actual, nakapag-umpisa yung construction of board of fence nang hindi kailangan tapusin yung clearing and grabbing. Ang tawag sa mga activities na may ganitong case ay out of sequence activities. Nangyayari ito when we update the activities because the software is trying to tell us na nagkaroon ng changes sa relationships. Para maayos yung out of sequence activities, kailangan lang natin i-update yung relationship type. In this example, since ang requirement lang pala ng construction of board of fence para makapag-umpisa is maumpisahan yung clearing and grabbing. Pwede natin palitan yung relationship from FS to SS. Yung SS naman stands for start-to-start relationship. Now, palitan din natin yung ibang activities na in-update natin kanina. For example, itong excavation. If titignan natin, meron itong dalawang predecessor. So, that's board of fence and temporary facilities. So, parehas, FS yung relationship type. But since nakapag-umpisa yung excavation, nang hindi kailangan tapusin ng buo yung temporary facilities and board of fence, kailangan natin i-update yung relationship type. So, papalitan din natin to ng start-to-start relationship because yun yung most applicable relationship type in this case. Huwag din natin kakalimutan yung mga milestone. On this example, yung project start dapat started na din. So, let's select the project start. And on the status, pwede natin i-select yung started or yung finish. Take note that milestones, iisa lang lagi yung dates niyan. Either walang start or walang finish. Because milestone is an event sa schedule mo. Now, after natin ma-update yung mga activities, let's say for example, on this period, ito lang yung mga activities na may update. So after we updated these activities, punta na tayo sa second step, which is to move forward the data date. If you're asking what is data date, it's essentially yung date kung kailan ka nag-update ng schedule. It is also the progress point for activities in the project. Madalas tinatawag din itong as of date. In the Gantt chart, data date is represented by this line. Makikita mo din yung data date by clicking this command or by pressing F9. Since this is the first time na i-update natin itong project, by default, ang nakaset na data date is yung target start date ng project. Now, let's choose this option. Then click this button to choose a date. On this example, select natin yung September 8 because it is the date na nirecord natin yung progress ng mga activities natin. Be mindful again sa working hours. As you can see, may makikita ulit tayong working hours dito sa baba. It's up to you kung anong oras ang pipiliin. But on this example, ang ilalagay kong hours is 1600. Now that na-move forward na natin yung data date, punta na tayo sa third step, which is to reschedule the project. Click lang natin itong schedule button and magpo-perform yung software ng critical path analysis. As you can see, nag-update yung buong schedule. Take note that ang pag-update ng schedule ay ideal gawin on a regular interval. Pwedeng monthly, weekly, or daily, depende sa complexity ng project. And of course, sa preference ng project manager or scheduler. Now, para malaman naman if delay yung project or ahead, i-check natin yung total float. Dito lumalabas na meron tayong 1 total float. The positive float means that ahead yung schedule natin or ahead yung project, while the negative means behind schedule. So that's it. That's basically how to know if the project is behind or ahead of schedule. Since kailangan mo i-update yung schedule on a regular interval, kailangan mo lang din gawin yung 3 steps na ginawa natin on this example. First step is to update the activities dates, percentage, and remaining duration. Huwag din natin kakalimutan i-update yung mga relationship types. The second step is to move forward the data date. And the third step is to reschedule the project. Now, let me know in the comments if nagustuhan mo itong video na to. If gusto mo yung mga ganitong content, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out also my other videos in project planning, Excel tutorial, and Primavera P6 tutorial. Now, Primavera P6 uses critical path method to calculate the total float. If gusto mo malaman how to perform critical path method, you can watch this video here.